Ethan Gray didn't believe in love anymore, not after building a billion-dollar tech empire only to discover that every person he dated saw him as a stepping stone. His board said he was emotionally unavailable. His friends said he was too cold. Even he had started believing it. So when his best friend insisted on setting him up on one last blind date, Ethan only agreed for one reason. He was tired of disappointing people. He walked into the quiet little restaurant expecting another predictable evening, fake laughs, forced conversations, and someone subtly bragging about how much they, accidentally, Googled him. Instead, he saw a man rushing in, hair slightly messy, shirt tucked in unevenly, and holding a tiny backpack shaped like a dinosaur. Ethan blinked. The man blinked back. "Are you, Ethan?" he asked, slightly breathless. "And you are," Ethan replied coolly. "Lucas, your blind date. Sorry I'm late. My babysitter canceled last minute, and I had to drop my son at my sister's." Ethan opened his mouth to deliver the usual polite exit. This isn't going to work, but something stopped him. Maybe it was the warm, apologetic smile. Maybe it was the honesty. Maybe it was the dinosaur backpack sitting crookedly behind Lucas's shoulder. Ethan sat down again. "Tell me about your son," he said before he could stop himself. A different kind of conversation. Lucas wasn't polished. He wasn't rehearsed. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He talked about being a single dad, about working 2 jobs, about learning how to braid hair because his 5-year-old son, Milo, was going through a Rapunzel phase. He laughed easily. He listened deeply. And he asked Ethan things no one had bothered asking. What makes you happy? When was the last time you took a day off? What's something you're proud of that isn't your company? Ethan found himself opening up. He talked about the childhood he avoided, the pressure of being the perfect CEO, and the loneliness that success never filled. Lucas didn't interrupt, didn't judge, didn't treat him like a headline. Instead, he said softly, "You know, sometimes the strongest people are the ones who forget they're allowed to rest." For the first time in years, Ethan felt seen. The unexpected twist. Their dinner stretched longer than planned. As they walked out into the chilly evening, Ethan heard a small sniffle behind the restaurant door. A little boy, curly hair, big eyes, holding a sketchbook, peeked out. "Milo, what are you doing here?" Lucas gasped. "I didn't want to stay. I got scared," Milo whispered. Ethan's heart squeezed. He crouched down. "Hey, buddy, I'm Ethan. I like your dinosaur backpack." Milo blinked shyly and held up his sketchbook. "I draw dinosaurs." Ethan smiled. "I used to draw robots. Maybe you can show me your favorite one." Lucas froze, half embarrassed, half terrified the CEO would walk away after this awkward moment. But Ethan didn't. He sat right there on the sidewalk, expensive suit and all, flipping through drawings as Milo explained each species. Passers-by stared, but Ethan didn't care. Something inside him, something he thought had died, was waking up. The emotional climax. Milo suddenly asked, "Are you my dad's friend?" Lucas turned red. "Milo." But Ethan answered first. "I hope so," he said, gently meeting Lucas's eyes. Milo grinned and wrapped his arms around Ethan's neck without warning. It stunned Ethan. No hesitation. No expectation. Just trust. A warmth hit him so hard he nearly choked. He had been praised by presidents, awarded global honors, celebrated in magazines, yet nothing, absolutely nothing, compared to the feeling of a child hugging him like he mattered. He realized then, he had spent a lifetime surrounded by people, yet this small, messy, unexpected family made him feel less alone than anyone ever had. A new beginning. Lucas apologized again, flustered. "I'm so sorry. This isn't how a date should go." Ethan shook his head. "This is exactly what it should be." For the first time, his voice was warm, genuine. "Lucas, I don't want this evening to be the last time I see you. Either of you." Lucas's eyes softened. "You sure? My life is complicated." Ethan stepped closer, smiling. "I've spent 20 years living simple, cold, controlled. I think I'm ready for complicated." Lucas laughed, shy, relieved. And Milo slipped his little hand into Ethan's, like it was the most natural thing in the world. The uplifting ending. Weeks later, the 3 of them were at Ethan's penthouse rooftop, flying a cheap superhero kite Milo insisted on buying. The wind tugged, Milo screamed with joy, Lucas laughed freely, and Ethan felt something he hadn't felt since childhood. Peace. Not because he was wealthy. Not because he was successful. But because a single dad showed up to a blind date with a dinosaur backpack and accidentally reminded him what it meant to be human again. Ethan looked at Lucas and said quietly, "Thank you. You didn't just change my night, you changed my life." Lucas squeezed his hand back. "And you changed ours." As the kite soared higher, all 3 of them looked up, 3 very different lives suddenly tied together by one unexpected evening. A reminder that sometimes, the people who heal us show up when we're not looking. And when they do, love stops being something you search for, and becomes something you feel.